back with another workout Wednesday. Had a couple people asking, I think it was more they wanted to see Chris and his antics in the video than the exercises, but I'll take what I can get. So I want to do one. I did it a while ago, and you don't need a lot of equipment for it, just a band, but it's one of my staples in here and I think is super important, and that's the standing clamshell. Even when I see athletes that come in that are doing this or the more traditional clamshell where you're laying on your side on the floor, I think they're just not doing it enough. We're sticking to that cookie cutter 2 to 3 sets of 10. And these muscles, especially for endurance athletes, but really for any athletes or any active individual, we need to do closer to 2 to 3 sets of about 30. So a lot more stress and stimulus needs to be put on these hips. And that's the biggest mistake that I see, even with athletes that are doing them and that are on the right track by doing them. So you can get these looped bands off of Amazon, at Walmart. I have some in here. If anyone needs some, just comment below or message me. But you're gonna put it around both your legs above your knees. The goal is to stay upright the whole time. You're standing on one foot, so in this case, I'm gonna stand on my left leg, and then it's gonna come out to the side and back in. Nice and slow and controlled. There a train? Okay, go see it. Nice and upright the whole time. The only thing that should be moving is this leg, so not, arching to one side to compensate, trying to not put that foot down in between, and that knee's coming straight out to the side. It's not coming forward, it's not going back at all. And like I said, we're looking for 20 to 30 of these, so start with, 2 to 3 sets of 20, working up to 2 to 3 sets of 30, and then starting to increase the resistance of the band if that gets to be too easy. The reason this muscle in this exercise is so important, this exercise, is it works, especially your glute med, but other muscles of your lateral hip, which if I accentuate it, this is what I tend to see, that collapsing into the knee, especially with distance runners, just the nature of the sport that it's very repetitive, especially in Florida, we're running forward, we're not getting a lot of lateral movements. And so those lateral muscles on the side of our hips tend to get pretty weak. And so we tend to get this collapsing in. Our body's very smart that if we're not using the muscles, then they're just gonna get weaker. They're not gonna stay strong. And when that happens, you see it puts a lot of stress on the IT band, which can pop up as either pain at your hip or pain at the outside of your knee typically. Put a lot of stress on your knee in different places, as well as your hip, causing that arch to collapse in. So very important for, like I said, runners and endurance athletes, but even athletes on the field, I see this a lot, especially my female athletes. Due to the anatomy of our pelvis, our hips are a little wider, so that puts this muscle at even more to disadvantage, making this even more important. Was there a little train? So fast? Awesome. And then any pregnant women, postpartum, this is going to be a very important one also. It's very low impact, so it's very safe for during pregnancy. And it's also going to help keep everything, the choo-choo train? It's also going to help keep everything around your hips very strong as things start to shift and move. So like I said, start with 2 to 3 sets of 20, work to 2 to 3 sets of 30. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you guys next time.